everybody, it's Sabine Lenzi, founder of Paper Specs, and welcome back. I'm sure you've all heard of the flimsy postcard syndrome. And the same actually holds true for presentation folders. And if we can agree on one thing, flimsy is never a good thing. Now, one of the most quoted reasons why you should know about a paper's thickness is so that your beautifully designed postcards and direct mail pieces go smoothly through the sorting equipment of the Postal Service and do not incur any manual handling charges. But there's more to thickness than meets the eye. Most of the papers you will come across are called out in weight, as in 50-pound text or 80-pound cover. But then there's also the odd ones that are called out in points. When it comes to paper making, three variables come into play: weight, caliper or thickness, and smoothness. And try as they may, mills can only control two out of these three, so they have to make a choice. Some mills concentrate on weight, so they use a specific amount of fillers and fibers to create paper of a specific weight. They compact the fibers, they smoothen them by calendering or ironing, as I like to call it, the sheet. And during the process, the paper loses thickness and thus stiffness. But it's still the same amount of fiber in the sheet, so you still have the same weight. Other mills concentrate on the thickness in the sheet. Paperboard, C1S, C2S, and reply cards are usually called out in points. That means the mill guarantees the thickness and the stiffness of the sheet, which is vitally important when it comes to your Postal Service requirements or packaging. Now, there's a misconception out there. Some people believe that an 8-point sheet equals 80-pound cover. And unfortunately, there's no direct correlation between thickness and weight. For example, an 8-point sheet can be anywhere from a 68-pound cover to an 85-pound cover, which is quite the difference. And vice versa. Some papers that are 80-pound covers coincidentally have also an 8-point thickness, but overall 80-pound covers can be anywhere from 7 to 13 point in thickness, so quite the difference there as well. Some writing text and cover mills call out the sheet's caliper right next to the weight. But beware, this is an average. This is not a guaranteed thickness, because the mill's emphasis when making the sheet is on weight. So if you do have a project that requires a specific stiffness, let it be a postcard, presentation folder, or packaging, make sure to spec a sheet that is called out in points and made to specific thickness to begin with. Or that the mill guarantees the thickness of the sheet to pass US Postal Service requirements. Now, a little side note, the paper's bulk or thickness is also vitally important when it comes to book publishing or printing a thicker catalog. Most mills, when they call out the thickness of the sheet, the points, will also give you an indication of the PPI, which means the pages per inch. Meaning, if you pick the specific sheet, you will fill X amount of pages into 1 inch of overall thickness. I know how much you like visuals. Let me give you a comparison here. Let's assume you're picking a 60-pound gloss text sheet that has a 2.9 caliper. So overall, your pages per inch, you can fit 668 pages into 1 inch overall thickness. Now, if you pick the same weight, 60 pound, in a vellum sheet, that sheet might have a 5.2 caliper, quite a bit thicker, and you can only fit 368 pages into a 1 inch thickness. Let me give you a direct comparison. 500 pages of 60-pound gloss coated, and then when you print the same amount of pages, 500 pages on vellum, it's nearly twice the thickness. To sum it up, unless you are printing a book or weight-sensitive catalog, make sure to stay on the stiff side of life. Avoid flimsy postcards and presentation folders or packaging, and spec paper that is called out to points or a specific thickness and caliber to begin with.